Hello there, my name is Sophia Palace and I am here today to tell you all about the planet Mercury and what that means for your communication style in your business and in life in general. So just a little bit about me before we get started. I am a copywriter and a launch coach. And on top of all that, I am an astrologer. So I use the ancient wisdom of astrology to help you to tap into your soul gifts in your marketing messaging and in your launch strategy and timing. So for me, Mercury is a really important planet to get to know. Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the planet of thinking, of talking, of getting your point across. It's also the planet of transport and trade. So all of those things are hugely important when it comes to having an online business. And the planet Mercury is mythologically represented by the Greek god Hermes. So in Greek mythology, he's called Hermes. In the more Latin version or the Roman version, he is called Mercury. And he's known for being a bit of a trickster. He's also known for being able to cross between the planes, so between the God world, between the human world, and into the underworld as well. So he can move across all planes of our existence. And what's important about understanding your Mercury is that it might be in the same sign as your sun sign. You may communicate. For instance, I'm a Capricorn sun sign. I happen to have Mercury in Capricorn, but friends of mine who even have the same birthday as I do, a friend of mine has Mercury in Sagittarius, another friend of mine has Mercury in Aquarius. So she is a Capricorn but has Mercury in the sign ahead in Aquarius, and the other friend has Mercury in Sagittarius and still is in the sign before Capricorn and is a Capricorn sun sign. So don't think that necessarily the way you communicate is the same as your sun sign. For some people it is, and that's great. And for others, it's a bit different and a bit unique. And that can bring this different understanding of yourself to your business. So I'm gonna go through each of the signs, the Mercury, the influence of the signs on your Mercury, I suppose I would say. And this is also covered, if you want the PDF version, this is also covered in my Cosmic Communication Style Guide, which you can find on my website, and there will be a link as well if you haven't already got that. So let's go through the signs. We always start with Aries, the first zodiac sign. So if you have Mercury in Aries, you like to move fast. Your communication style is fast and direct. And sometimes that can even put people a little bit off balance because other people don't necessarily think as fast as you. It's a very intuitive Mercury. You are getting downloads. It's a fire sign. There's things, ideas and inspiration coming to you from all over, and you want to act on that really fast. You might also be a little bit impulsive. So like we've said, you act fast, you think something and you act on it straight away. So you may benefit from taking a little bit of time to slow down that process, think things over, talk to a friend before you act on the information that you've received or the thought process that you're having. You are probably one of those people, because I'm a copywriter and a marketing and launch strategist, you're probably one of those people who doesn't read the sales page. You just want to get straight to the point. You don't want a long-winded sales page. But it's important to know that your style of communication is not like everyone else. So just because you want to go straight to the buy button doesn't mean everyone in your audience wants that. But it's an awesome thing to be such a high action taker as well. So people in business, this is quite a powerful signature of an entrepreneur, because you can make decisions quickly and take action. And people are often quite surprised at how quickly you can move through things in your business and get things done. It all feels really natural to move fast to you, to think fast and to move fast. But you need to be careful about jumping to conclusions or making big changes in your business, in your marketing, and all those sorts of things before you have all the facts and information. Okay, so this can be a power pack position, but it's important to remember that not everyone can move as quickly as you. All right, Mercury in Taurus. Mercury in Taurus, you are a very practical, grounded thinker. The way you communicate is in a methodical and slow way, not necessarily like really slow way, but it's a much more thought through process than, for instance, a Mercury in Aries. You like to take your time to consider things before you take action. And before, in fact, even speaking your thoughts out loud, you want to make sure you have the process thought through in your mind first. You prefer to be step by step, and you like to break things down into bite-sized chunks. And people love that about you. People love your practical, no-nonsense advice, even if they get frustrated by how long it takes you to get something out there. So in business, it's really important to remember that you take your time while others may move more quickly. But it's also important for you to understand that you need that step-by-step methodical way of doing things, and that's what you will respond best to as well. And you want that information, any information you create, to be visually very easy to understand, because this is a Venus ruled sign. Taurus is a Venus ruled sign. It wants things to look really good as well. So you want to create things that are tangible. You want to create things that are beautiful as well, useful and beautiful, and preferably, because it's Taurus, things that make you money. So be aware that you can be very stubborn. Once you form an opinion on something, that is a signature of the Taurus energy, that you can be quite stubborn. But it's important not to let that stop you from being adaptable or from making changes that you need to make. Okay. Mercury in Gemini. You are all those juicy chats. You have a really agile mind, and you're a great strategic thinker and a brilliant networker. So you are a naturally curious person, and you can process a lot of things at once. This makes you really great at networking events, at parties, even on social media. Getting your point across and connecting with other people is part of what really lights up that Mercury. You are one of those sparkly people that everyone wants to talk to at a party, and you like to find out things and feed your thirst for information all the time. So you're always looking for those little nuggets of inspiration wherever you go. This is a fantastic placement for people in online business because of the rapid pace of your mind, and the way that you can grasp concepts and technology quite quickly. But you need to be able to center yourself. Otherwise, this type of Mercury can get quite scattered because there's so many things going on in that magical mind of yours. You want to do all of them, and you need to be able to ground yourself and come back to the thing that you want to create the most, instead of getting distracted by all the shiny things all the time. And you also don't want to get distracted by gossip, because it's quite easy for a Mercury in Gemini, because you want to find out all the information about people and about the things that you're learning about and all of the things, to get distracted and to get off track, going down rabbit holes with in potentially gossipy conversations and that kind of thing. So use your incredible communication powers for good, and your business will boom online. This is, like I said, a fantastic sign for online business, but ground yourself regularly to avoid that feeling of being scattered and of deflecting your energy into too many places. Okay, Mercury in Cancer. Now, this is a very intuitive communication style. This means you can read between the lines of any type of communication. You're not always you're not just surface level. You can see beneath that, right? And on social media as well. So this can make you very protective of your vulnerable side. You can be very hesitant to share personal things about your life in your business. and it can be difficult for you to generally to open up when you're communicating with others, whether that is in your business or in life in general. But you're really great at keeping a personal history. You're really great at diarizing things that have happened in your life or in your business, because that's how you remember and keep track of things that have happened, and that's how you're really good at identifying patterns and noticing the history of things. So you probably love using planners and journals to record things, and knowing what's coming up in your life as well will probably make you feel quite a lot more secure. You might also love writing letters, like old school letters. And how can you use that more in your business? Can you send your clients handwritten notes? Things like that would be a beautiful thing for a Mercury in Cancer to do. You are a naturally emotional communicator, and your clients and customers feel nurtured when they speak with you. But you can take people's feedback really personally. So you need to be able to protect yourself or distance yourself, create those energetic boundaries to distance yourself from your inbox, potentially, or from those social media forums and places where you might feel a little bit defensive in some ways. All right, Mercury in Leo. You are confident. You are passionate about your thoughts, about your opinions, or at least that's how it appears to others, because you're a very dramatic Mercury. You're an expressive, engaging communicator, and with a lot of flair. You're probably great on stage. You always have a story to tell, always. You can be a great public speaker, and you probably love presenting your ideas on stage. So that probably lights you up. But you need to be careful of not coming across as a bit of a know-it-all, or hogging the spotlight a bit too much. You are really loyal and heart-centered in your approach, which is a beautiful thing about Leo energy. It's very heart-centered. And that is your approach to life, to friendship, to business in general. One thing to be aware of if you have Mercury in Leo is your attention to detail. So you might want to have one of your Mercury in Virgo friends or Mercury in Capricorn friends look over your posts or emails or communication before you put it out there, because Mercury in Leo can be, ready to press send as soon as it's written, and you won't necessarily take the time to review it with those very attentive eyes. Okay, Mercury in Virgo. This is one of those very attentive eyes. So a Mercury in Virgo means that you are probably the one that people come to when there's a crisis, because you can be a very cool, calm, and collected communicator. You do not tolerate fools, and your style is thorough and matter of fact. There's no BS when it comes to your communication style. You are excellent at organizing and categorizing information. And this is a Mercury ruled sign, so it's very good with anything communication related. It's a powerful sign if you communicate in business. If you're in online business, it is another strong communication signature. You're great. You've got really solid attention to detail for contracts and for complex documents. You can't get much past a Mercury in Virgo person. Basically, you notice things that other people will miss. And in business, you are fantastic at DIY because you like to solve puzzles and work things out. And unlike a Mercury and Gemini, even though you are both ruled by those signs are both ruled by Mercury and very powerful communicators in their own right, and thought processes. Unlike Mercury and Gemini, you might not like spending hours on the phone, but you do like to write long emails. So thinking through an email is a happy place for you. Being able to curate social media posts and those kinds of things, and really think that content through, and maybe content planning is something that comes really naturally to you. So a challenge for you to watch out for is focusing too much on the detail and missing the bigger picture. Okay, Mercury in Libra. This is the signature of a born diplomat. If you have Mercury in Libra, you can always see both sides of the story. You are great at helping people feel understood, and that is a beautiful thing. And this can make you a very persuasive and powerful salesperson. It also makes you very graceful. It makes you an easy communicator. It means communication comes naturally to you. It's a harmonious energy, Mercury in Libra. But you probably find decision-making difficult. Because you can always see both sides, it's difficult for you to take a quick decision. But you do have a natural instinct for what other people need to hear. And it's likely you also have a very charming voice. So this means podcasting, radio, TV, or YouTube things could be a great way of marketing in your business. And a thing to look out for with Mercury in Libra is the need to please. Anything in Libra has the potential to become a people pleaser because we want harmony. We want everyone to feel okay. So really look out for this tendency within your communication style. Are you just trying to keep the peace, or is there room for you to be a little bit more direct in your communication? Would that help the situation? You can get in the habit of looking for validation for your ideas and your opinions instead of trusting yourself and following through on that inner knowing. Okay, you've got this, Mercury in Libra. Okay, Mercury in Scorpio. Mercury in Scorpio, you are always searching for the hidden meanings. Nothing is ever as it seems for a Mercury in Scorpio. These people are the great investigators. They are the great detectives. They are the brilliant lawyers, prosecutors, people who can see beneath the surface of other people's masks and the situations that may be going on. So you have an uncanny ability to draw out people's secrets and lies. You can sense when something is off. And you're probably interested in things like psychology and what makes other people tick. You are very frank. There is a piercing ability of a Mercury and Scorpio person just to get right to the heart of the matter. And that is kind of cool. It can be disconcerting for some people who maybe Mercury and Libra who like to keep the peace, but that Mercury and Scorpio is going to get straight to the jugular. So you speak with great passion and intensity, that Scorpio intensity. So again, being on stage or being on video or on radio, podcast, that kind of thing could be a great way for you to market your business. You have incredible mental stamina. People with Mercury in Scorpio can stay up all night researching things and getting to the bottom of things, digging into the depths of things. Once you put your mind to something, anything is possible. But just keep in mind that you can be a little intense in your communication style at times, something to be aware of. So Mercury in Sagittarius, you are on a quest for knowledge. You are really open to learning and growing. In fact, most of your life is probably spent learning and growing. Maybe you have a bit of a backlog of courses you haven't quite gotten, online courses you haven't gotten to yet. Maybe you've done a lot of you've studied a lot of different things in your life. You love being social. And this means you probably are involved in a lot of online communities, as well as for your business, as well as potentially in your private life as well. The great thing about Mercury in Sagittarius is you are a born storyteller. It comes really naturally to you to tell stories about where you've been, what you've done, your experiences. You're a great teacher, and that means the online course world could be a perfect place for you to be. Mercury in Sag is also really fun, and you often give people the benefit of the doubt, sometimes probably when they don't deserve it, but you can be really, you can also be really blunt with your feedback. You just get straight to the point. and it can come across as a bit judgmental, even when you don't mean it to. So that's something to be aware of with that Mercury in Sag. You love to learn, and you can become very attached to your ideas. So it's important to notice that tendency within you and be open. Continue to stay open to other people's opinions and ideas, and be able to give feedback in a way that doesn't get people offside. Okay, Mercury in Capricorn. This is me. So a Mercury in Capricorn is a very considered communicator. We like to know all the facts before we make a decision, and this can drive our Mercury in Aries friends quite mad, because we do like to take our time. Not as much as a Mercury in Taurus, but we do like to take our time. We're very practical, and we want every piece of communication to have a clear purpose. We think about work a lot. So with this Mercury, there's not a lot of room for small talk. We just want to get straight to the point and get things done. We don't love those kind of meetings that go on forever. We just want to get to the point, get things done, and make sure everyone's on the same page. I'm saying we because I have Mercury in Capricorn, we are also great observers. This is what I think makes me a really great copywriter, is that I'm aware of what's going on around me. I'm aware of my environment. I notice what other people are doing all the time, which is quite annoying to my partner when we're out at dinner. But this is great for staying out of trouble. Mercury in Capricorn is hyper aware of what's going on around. And the thing with Mercury in Capricorn is we need to be aware of not being too focused on the limitations and obstacles to doing or getting what we want, because we might stop ourselves from doing something before we've even had the chance to start, because this is a very Saturn-driven Mercury, and Saturn is all about limitations and structure and boundaries. Okay, so it's great for Mercury and Capricorn people to keep themselves lighter by hanging out with people with Mercury in the lighter zodiac signs. Okay, Mercury in Aquarius. You guys just think differently. Basically, you're wired to think outside the box and to do things in business that are a little bit different or unusual. You're probably more skeptical and more objective about the types of projects you work on or the people that you work with, because you're a natural skeptic and you don't really follow the status quo. You're not a rule follower. You like to be outside of the rules in many ways. You're opinionated in many ways, but you're always questioning spin and jargon. You hate that. That really doesn't sit well with you. And you love to talk about things in an intellectual way. You're often really skilled at helping people work through their issues in a logical fashion. Like, you can help people talk out their business dramas. And this can make you a really great business coach. This can make you a really great, you have a really great natural ability to practically get people through out of their heads. So this is a wonderful sign in business, because that is so needed. You have to just watch your tendency to argue for the sake of arguing, or to object to something for the sake of objecting to it, whether that be a rule or a piece of information that you found out, or something that is considered to be part of online business that you don't like. A great trait of Mercury in Aquarius is that when you give someone a compliment, you really mean it. That is a lovely, lovely thing. So keep thinking differently and try not to get into arguments just for the sake of it, or try not to object to things just for the sake of it, because it's really important in online business that you do the things that work, and you don't object to everything, but keep that skeptic alive. Now, the final sign, sorry Pisces, you're always last, but not least. So Mercury in Pisces. This is a dreamy, imaginative Mercury. You often get lost in your own world, but you're very empathetic. You feel the feelings of other people, which can make you a fantastic writer, a fantastic communicator in that sense, a fantastic, you could write amazing emails or really heartfelt social posts because of that empathy. But you have to be able to protect yourself from taking on other people's feelings. So it's likely that you're very creative or musical or artistic, and you love to learn through experience. You might even feel like you receive messages through music or through your dreams. This can be a sign of a Mercury in Pisces. And those messages could help you create some amazing content. So write them down if you can. In business, what is beautiful about a Mercury in Pisces is that you are great at relating to people from all walks of life. Because of that empathetic nature, you can connect with people across countries and across cultures. And you're great at understanding what people need. But as I said earlier, you need to be able to protect your energy and guard against people manipulating that empathetic and that compassionate side of you. But keep nurturing that creativity, keep drawing in those messages to you, but just protect yourself from those difficult clients or customers. Okay, so that concludes this understanding your Mercury, understanding your communication style video from me. If you'd like to find out more about how I work, or you'd like to grab the PDF download of this guide, I will drop the link below. That's my Cosmic Communication Style Guide. Again, my name is Sophia Palace. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day.